I doubt there's anybody listening that doesn't know your build. We've got from down under, we've got Jasmine Green. Everybody, I'm sure, knows her as 6'4" Stout on Instagram. Welcome back. Another episode of Oil and Whiskey. This week we'd like to do in person, but this one's a little far. Quite the following, and really excited to have this conversation. There's so many questions we have.
We do. Yeah, this comes up all the time. I'm a huge fan of your work, and we've been trying to make this happen, and I'm glad we can finally get you on here because it's always refreshing to see when your stuff slides into my stories or into my feed. I just always know. You always know it's some of the nicest looking metalwork out there. It's got
that Australian sheet metal too.
It's got the Australian sheet metal finish.
Because it always looks
look.
different. Yeah.
And it's badass. So pleasure to have you. We're looking forward to digging into this.
Yeah, no, glad to be on. Should be good.
Well, I guess we'll start from the beginning. I mean, I hate to take the cliche route, but there's so many questions begin at the beginning of how this all got started. I know that we became, or at least I became aware, like during the COVID era of, have a little more time on your hands to search Instagram, and this build pops up. And at that point, it was, in a dirt floor barn, and some of the stuff that was being built, you're like, what's going on? And you weren't ever in the pictures or screen. Like you didn't. I had just so many questions. Like, what is this? What?
Yeah, and it started
off.
There's a lot of beadwork, right? The beadwork jumps out, and we keep seeing beadwork, and I'm like, oh no, here we go again. This is somebody else with a bead roller. And then I'm like, holy shit. I mean, this is killer fab work. Unbelievable metal work. How the hell did you get started? Where did you pick this up? Take us back to the beginning.
Oh, the beginning? Well, this is my second build. So my first one, well, I'll go back further. So I started off in mini trucking. So my first car was a Toyota Hilux, and I wanted to modify it. It kind of escalated. Like I just wanted to airbag it, and then I did a lot of the sheet metal work. Like gradually, sort of as I learned, I did more complex sheet metal work on that. And there's a bit of bead rolling in it, and pretty much I finished that build, and I wanted to put everything that I learned whilst building that car into this new build, which this Stout I've had sitting in the paddock for 10 years or more. It's sort of been in my head for a while, and it was probably never going to be this crazy with all the bead rolling, but I did get a bit carried away, definitely.
Well, prior to that, I mean, how did you get started? What's your upbringing? Was there inspiration for cars? Was it in the family? Anybody? Are there fabricators in the fam? Where did the skill? Or did you just pick up tools?
Yeah, look, it definitely wasn't in my upbringing. I wasn't really interested in cars, but I always had an artistic background. Like as a kid, I sort of sat down and painted watercolors, and I enjoyed that sort of thing. And then when I needed to get my first car when I was 17, I had my partner, well, who's still my partner now. He had a purple mini truck, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I wanted a Hilux as well. And and then we went to like mini truck meets, mini truck shows, and I kind of caught the mini trucking bug there. And that's what got me into into cars, I guess. It just the artistic freedom, you can just with mini trucking, like you can kind of just chop it up, do what you want, no one cares, and I really enjoyed that.
Is this your full-time job? Do you
well, the Stout's just my personal build on the side, but I'm a qualified auto trimmer, so upholsterer by trade.
Cool.
Yeah. So I work for someone else 4 days a week, and I do a bit of trimming there and a bit of metal fabrication as well. And I also work part-time in the shed at home with my partner. So it's sort of, balance there. I do it for work.
Is he still building vehicles as well?
Yeah, yeah. He's focuses more on like the chassis design and like chassis building, mini trucks, notches. Yeah, getting into hot rods and stuff now.
Is that
So
his full time gig?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's his business, was fab, and yeah, I'm trying to sort of help him out where I can, and yeah, it's a good partnership we got going on with the
Who's
business.
got
Yeah,
more Instagram followers?
probably me. Yeah,
That's
I
her.
don't know how that happened either. That just
Just
like went wild.
good work, man. It's just doing good work. And he hasn't tried to recruit you full time, huh? How does you're still working trimming?
Ah,
You're not going to dive in and we probably shouldn't. I'm sure your employer's listening to this.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't go there.
look, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to have a nice balance. I don't mind working for someone else. It kind of breaks it up a bit, and it's a steady income. When we're both in the same business, it's a bit risky. So yeah, it's nice. Yeah, just having I don't know, just being able to break it up.
Some time
Yeah,
apart is never a bad thing.
yeah. I guess we get along pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody gets along. You spend 24 hours a day on the work side and the relax side, 7 days a week, and all that. It's just
I'm always interested in that dynamic.
some people can do it.
A lot of husband and wife teams. I get along great with my wife. We are not working together.
No,
Period. Never gonna happen.
no.
Some people can do it. Some people can't.
When the stout build started, right? You said you had it in your head for a while. You've had it that you call it the paddock. I can piece two and two together. That's the garage, right? That's where
No, the
shop,
the shed. The
Shed.
shed is the garage. We're always
Well, there's
intrigued by the different term. Us, it's a shop. It's a parking lot. It's a whatever.
It's a hood,
It's a
not a
storage
bonnet.
unit.
Right.
There, it's a paddock and a shed or a workshop, right? Workshop.
Well, that's we just call it the shed, but the paddock is like literally a paddock with cars in it. Like there's a crop in there as well, like a paddock with cars.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that
Paddock.
make
different.
sense?
Paddock. I always think of this like at the racetrack. It's up in the paddock.
Yeah, but I think she's saying something different.
That's
You
what
also
it's
you
called.
said you got crops in there too, right?
Yeah, it's just like an area of land
It's
we've got
outside.
like parks.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's a yard.
A yard, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
We are coming.
field.
She's gonna leave this podcast and be
Field.
like, these Americans are fucking stupid.
Yeah, we're she's
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
be, she's not gonna be the only person that said that. Okay, field. So if coming from Alabama, it would be in the backfield, in the paddock.
Yeah.
Got
That
you.
sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now
I don't know
now
if
I'm
she's
fine.
talking about cars and stuff and crops and junk. That'd probably be more like your front yard in Alabama, right?
Yeah, if you can plant a crop, who cares if it's front, side, back, whatever. So you got this idea when you decide to start building that. Do you have social media documentation of it in mind, or did that come right after?
Yeah, I just started the page just because I don't know. I just wanted to. I enjoy making videos and sort of showing what I'm doing. So yeah, I just made it for the same reason. Everyone else starts a page for their car, just to show it off. I guess.
At the beginning, what was some of the key bullet points of the build that you knew? Like, all right, it's going to have this motor, it's going to have this suspension, it's going to have this. Or do you have the entire build planned out, or just a couple of bullet points?
Not really. No, I had sort of a rough idea. Like, I want it low, obviously, and it was probably just going to be originally on airbags, but I want to put it on hydraulics just because I've done airbags. I want to learn something new. So, and I had a general idea of what I wanted to do with it. Like, pretty much what I want to do is take the Toyota Stout, which is an old farm truck. Like, they're not really that aesthetically pleasing, and I want to change all the proportions. Sort of that's why I've chopped it so much and moved things around, and I want to make it flow really nicely from front to back, like sort of how it could have came out if it were more of like a luxury car. So that's always been the overall idea with it. But as far as like the bead rolling and the design that I've done, I do make a lot of that up as I go along. But yeah, I've just got sort of like a rough idea, and I just enjoy being creative with it and just making it up. I don't want it all set in stone because it's kind of fun, coming to the next, I don't know, come up to the next thing I've got to make and just having to think and just being creative with it.
Has any of that been intimidating for you? I mean, you have cut that truck every which way. There's some heavy modifications that require full commitment.
Not really. Like the good thing about mini trucks and sort of cheap cars is it doesn't really matter if I stuff it up. Like parts are that cheap, they're that abundant. So not really. No, like having done that Hilux previously, I kind of got over the whole chopping up the car and the fear of wrecking it.
Yeah, you're obviously incredibly skilled at the metalwork portion of it, so I'd imagine it probably comes easy to do work at that level and to finish it the way you do and some of the shapes that you execute. It sort of just looks like you're one of those people that just simply has it. Like you've obviously got an amazing talent, so it probably comes easier for you. I think a lot of the things you're doing, the reason I'm asking is because a lot of people would be like, shit. Like when you section the truck, when you make the roof skin, when you build all these complex shapes, you sort of reach a point where you're like, fuck, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. But it seems like you move through that thing really well. Like there's some killer shapes in the truck. I was just watching I think this morning, woke up and it hit my feed of the door skin that you're doing. And it just looks killer. The work is so kick ass. So it obviously, you got a knack for it.
I remember following when you first were starting on it, in quite a different working environment than what you're working on it in now. You started with, kind of obviously you're disassembling and clean up and yarding everything out. And then you started low, didn't you? Start on like rockers and pillars and firewall and stuff like that on mostly rust repair and replacement. Then you start to get into floor work. At what point, because obviously it's over the top, right? It's been over the top for, the last year and a half or so. At what point when you start doing floors and you're doing some of that rust repair and you're doing some really, really nice, clean metal work, did you realize or did you make the conscious decision that this is going to probably go a little further than what I anticipated?
Like pretty much when I chopped it, I had to make a floor, and then if I'm making a floor, I may as I don't know. I guess I can't make anything simple. I get bored, so that's probably the reason everything got over complicated and detailed, because I just get bored with it if it's too easy. I think that's more what it is. I just like challenging myself and back to it's never easy. Like I never know how I'm going to do something, but I enjoy the process of figuring it out. So there definitely are times where I'm like, oh shit, like I don't know what am I doing here? But there's always a way to work through that. Yeah.
What skill do you think that you've come the farthest on, as far as, that you were a novice at the beginning and that you've really either enjoyed the most or came the farthest in learning?
Probably maybe just finishing the metal. Like just the more practice I do, the better I get at something. And metal finishing was something I always just wasn't good at perfecting. And I've just been working at that. And I think I've finally got to a stage where I'm happier with the finish of everything.
What do you think got you there? Patience, or is there a particular skill set or something you learned along the way that helped you elevate it?
It's definitely patience. It takes so long. That's this big one. But I don't know. It's just sort of getting a feel for how the metal moves and what needs to be done. I don't know really. Yeah.
When is you've been on the cab for a while now. You've got a lot of interior design on the cab. Inner door stuff is mean, crazy. I've been watching that for the last few weeks. It just keeps. It's nuts. This is like when Adam Banks puts up his things of all step.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I might even go as far as say it's better.
Okay. Wow. Well,
No.
wow.
No, he's damn good. I know you're talking about. I'm not at his level.
But the documentation and the finished product or whatever, you do a very good job, and the cleanliness of it and the design, it all flows, on an Adam Banks level. But where I was going with that is a lot on the cab, right? And the cab is looks like, I'm sure there's probably some finished work. The cab is wrapping up. You got a whole back half. There's a bed, and there's front fenders and all the front sheet metal. Are you prolonging that to start tackling that, or do you want to finish out the cab and then start front or back?
Well, yeah, the cab, I'm trying to just get everything in the cab working at the moment, but I still haven't done the cab mounts. But see, I mean, I'm designing the chassis as well, so it's going to get a rear clip on it, and then it will probably dictate where the cab mounts go. So there's a lot of it that sort of works together. But at the moment, I'm trying to finish everything that I can on the cab, just while it's all clear-code together, because as the cab sits, like, I can still pull the whole roof off and pretty much strip everything down, the floor out, until it's just sills and a firewall, which is tacked to some box section on the chassis. So whilst I can get behind every panel, I'm just trying to, check fitment. That's why I did the doors. I'm actually, starting to think about the rear window. I want to make like a safari window there, and then where that's going to mount is inside the inner structure. So I'm going to have to drop that out to be able to weld in. And if it was all welded together, then I can't do that yet. And I need to weld it together to a certain extent before the cab can actually come off the chassis, before I can do that rear clip. So it's kind of, yeah.
It's quite the puzzle. You mentioned the chassis. I want to pull the chassis up here, and I want to get Jeremy's take. Although there's already been 222 comments on this, so
I want to hear what I have to say.
Huh?
220 people already commented.
Yeah, I want to hear what your take from
Sure.
What my take on the chassis?
I want to get Jeremy's take on it after you explain what it is that you're doing here. Yeah.
Okay. So I've done a bit with CAD, and I've been trying to design the chassis in CAD, so in Fusion 360. So because we have a CNC plas, so I want to design it all, and then have it all interlock, and then cut it out and put it on the truck. So it's just going to be a rear clip. I am using a certain percent of the original chassis, because in Australia it's a lot easier to get a car through registration if it uses the original chassis, because otherwise it becomes an ICV, which is an independently constructed vehicle. And it gets very expensive, and you've got to comply to modern guidelines getting it through. So a lot of the original chassis at the front is staying. It will just be modified, and then designing a rear clip. Just 4-link wishbone upper, and because it's on hydraulics, I want to do silly hydraulic things like get a fair amount of lift out of it and be able to 3-wheel. So it needs to be able to articulate quite a lot, which is also a challenge in getting it through legally, because it's got to be certified by an engineer. So pretty much it's just a person who's qualified to oversee the work and sign it off to say that it's safe for Australian roads, which makes everything hard. So when I get it on the road, it'll have to be limited. Like, it won't be able to 3-wheel and do silly things. I'll have to limit what it can do. It'll need a level ride, like a auto leveling system, just like airbags. So
they don't make it easy over there, do they?
No, they really don't.
Are things incredibly safe over there as a result of this monumental
Um,
undertaking they have for limiting and vetting all aftermarket stuff over there? Like, does it result in just incredibly safe roadways, or is it just a pain in the ass? It seems like just a pain in the ass.
I don't think it makes the roads any safer, but I think the cars are built to a much higher level. Like, because you have to. Like I see on Instagram whatnot some really dodgy things coming out of the states, which
Yeah.
would be a bit
Okay.
scary to know you're driving next to them. But like, it just stops that. It still, do it dodgily once a car's registered and just drive it until you get caught. But for the most part, yeah, you kind of got to do it properly through the system.
Got it. Well, explain to me
Yeah.
the hydraulic system. What are you creating here? How is this going to function?
So so it's going to run on a coilover at the back. So it's sort of like a bell crank setup.
Yep.
So the hydraulic cylinder is purely there just to adjust the height. It's mounted from the chassis to the lower control arm.
Yep.
And yeah, and the suspension it'll see travel apart from when it's on the ground, but pretty much throughout its whole suspension, like its whole travel range.
So it'd be a solid push rod unless it's being adjusted. It's just
Pretty
an
much
adjustable push rod then?
Yeah, you'd say that. Yeah. So yeah, it's still like I'm still trying to design it. I'm back and forth with the engineer because I wanted to use a trailer stub axle for the bell crank pivot, and yeah, it's got to be at a certain load rating. So he's going to get back to me whether that's suitable. Otherwise, I'll have to make something. But yeah, I'm just trying to use a part that exists just to save time
for the bearings and all the shafts and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the bearings that are the problem, the load rating on the bearings. So yeah, if they're all good, then that part of the suspensions, yeah, pretty much how it's going to be. And then yeah, for the front, the front's interesting.
The front. I'm gonna scroll down while we're talking. The front was something that I love the look of, and wow, the amount of
The A-arms are cool.
A-arms are awesome.
Great metal finishing on
They
those.
were a lot of work.
It looks like it. Yeah, I followed how you did those tapered cones and everything. That was cool.
Yeah, you did a really amazing job. I think when I saw this picture, well, that was the lead up, or this. Let's see, go to this picture. When I saw this picture, I was like, wow, that's not what I'm used to seeing on this page. She's tying some stuff together.
Fucking mock-up, dude.
I know.
Get a template going there.
I get it. At first, it was initially a little alarming or scary on the holding things into place.
Well, that's because when she mentioned some of the dodgy stuff you see in the U.S., there's some people that would run that A-arm exactly like that. Would be the finished product. I've seen it on TV, dude. That is a finished A-arm.
But I see how what you did and how you got to where you're at to hold those three pieces basically in the correct plane of what they were and adjust your ball joint angle some. You're building a template and a jig. But from there to then, as sexy as these parts came out to be, like everything just nests.
Looks good.
So awesome. Yeah,
thank you.
Really well done.
Yeah, they were a lot of work.
Then that's the kind of thing that you can do either on your own project when you're not billing yourself, or for a customer that has a near unlimited budget. It's like, yeah, that's absolutely.
You might be surprised.
Smooth it out.
You might be surprised. What kind of time do you think you've gotten that particular piece that we're looking at, like the upper hat assemblies, the pair of them?
What is it? It's hard to say. I can usually work it out by looking at like my Instagram and how long it took me, and like I know I do roughly 10, 15 hours a week, so you can kind of work it out that way. But I couldn't say off the top of my head. It was a lot, and I wasn't really thinking about that while I was making it. I was just trying to get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say. Yeah, it's going to be a complete guess if I do. But yeah, there's a lot in it because I had to use part of the original well, it's not the original Stout arms. I use 90s Hilux arms because I've got an abundance of 90s Hiluxes in the paddock from building my previous car. So to get it through engineering, so if I went with a fully fabricated arm, it would need some really expensive testing. It would all have to be sort of modeled and tested. So a loophole around that is to use a factory arm and modify it. But I don't think the engineer quite expected me to modify it that much. But
what's there about like 2% of the factory arm?
We're splitting hairs there on modifying it or building it from scratch.
The cat seems to like it. What's the cat's name?
His name's Turkey. Because we had a friend who's who had an orange cat called Meatball, and I don't know, we just called him Turkey Ball, and then it's just I don't know, it's silly, but that's his name. It doesn't make sense, but he's cool. He came with the house. He's just he hangs out in the shed.
Nice.
He sits on the tractor. He's a pretty chill cat.
The tractor would be in the paddock.
I got that.
Okay, so we're following along.
It's all tracking with me.
Yeah, we're getting it now. It seems like every little project you're like either exploring a new skill, trying a new technique, picking up a new skill. This is just the round bar. I think like this little detail there was
cool.
Yeah, such a simple thing that absolutely, elevates it in such. That's just, I don't know. I'm really in love in the simplicity of the shapes and how everything looks.
Yeah. Well, it's
smooth
nice
and
to
beefy,
see,
and
it's nice to see the element of handmade. Right? I'm never one of those guys who's like fucking handmade. Like you can't machine it, but it is cool to see the talent. Like it's a dying skill for sure. So you see it with Henry at Steadfast. You see a lot of his work where he'll blend some really cool stuff and great metal finishing and great thought process and how he makes brackets. And this is the same thing. It's just cool to see.
Thank you.
Where I was going with that is just a little, the completely out of nowhere, as far as like following the arc of the build. But I love the little stainless vents, the little door vents. Where are they at? I just saw them.
Oh, the little visors.
Yeah, little door visors.
Oh,
really cool, and a great like step by step. Again, like
little hammer form thing. Is that how you did them, or?
No, it was a mixture of sort of bead rolling, and I used the press to make a die for those little indents.
That's cool.
And then just rolled it over a bit of pipe. Yeah, I like stainless because you can work with it and then polish it, and then it's finished. It doesn't need to be sent away to chrome. It saves me money on chrome because chrome's going to be really expensive when it does come to that time. So yeah, stainless. It's a nightmare to work with though. It distorts. It's so hard to polish, but when you finally get there, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, there's a sense of, like you said, it's a finished thing. Now it's not, got to go chrome or paint or whatever. It's like, well, that one, that one's done.
That was one of the first things I did on a Model A we built at home years ago. I built like a little stainless switch plate and like contoured it to the 32 dash and polished it. I was so proud of myself. Dude, when you make your first thing that's like metal finished and polished. That's like it's like disposable camera days, so it didn't make it up.
Oh wow!
There's no social media, but I remember the feeling, dude. Felt very accomplished.
Fully box the backside?
No, I half-assed it. I left the whole back open and a raw edge. Tell me about these tools. So I've been following these Metal Masters tools. We don't have them in the States, but you see it pop up a little bit here and there. And it looks like awesome stuff, and it looks like pretty affordable compared to a lot of the stuff that we have available here. The hammers, the bead rollers, shrinker stretcher, all that stuff, is it quality stuff? How do you like working with it?
Yeah, no, look, it's really good. Like, I think we're pretty lucky in Australia to have, this abundant range of machinery, and it being, really affordable too. And I can't really floor it. Like, the bead roller's awesome. Like, we only just upgraded, but yeah, we've had the same bead roller for like probably 15 years now, and yeah, it's been awesome. Yeah, I don't know what else more to
You got
say, but
the hammers reciprocating too, or is it just a power hammer?
it's a power hammer.
So
But it can be either in spring mode or rigid mode, so
it.
it can work like a pull max as well. Mm.
Yeah, have you ever checked that stuff out?
Yeah, from the last you brought it up on one of our other episodes or whatever, and I checked it up out of that after that.
Yeah, I was trying to dig in a little bit to like get some YouTube videos or reviews, but they're sort of like just like your typical like the manufacturer type videos. It's not, you want to see some like firsthand, make some videos, some YouTube stuff, or some review videos on the equipment for all of us Americans that would love to get our hands on it. It is a fraction of the price.
Really?
Like some of the name brand stuff you get here, and it looks good.
Yeah, I think you can get over there. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Whether they ship, but yeah, I could do.
The what are some skills, whether it be metal shaping, welding, finishing, painting, bodywork? What are some things that you are still looking to learn?
Okay. Probably, I don't know. I want to learn everything really.
What are you most intimidated by coming up?
Yeah. Well, I just bought an engraver because I want to do like your lowrider kind of engraving on some of the the metal, like the stainless and aluminium work. Which I've sort of played around with it, and it's hard, and I'm going to need a lot more hours, like anything, to practice before I actually do any of the parts engrave any of the parts. But that's the latest thing that I want to learn, and I'm trying to learn. And then eventually I want to learn custom paint, so like full sort of paneled paint, multi-layer sort of,
Nice.
Yeah, just to flow with the
the
floor and everything else that I've done.
The engraving stuff's wild. I've talked about it before.
Oh yeah,
I did a
master engraver.
Yeah,
you went to a master engraver class.
I went to a master engraver class. That I did. I went to a class for a dude. Ray Covers was his name, because I'm fascinated by it, and it's very intimidating. Like once the initial like picking up the graver and getting started, you're like, this is fucking impossible. But what's interesting, you sit, it's all done under a microscope, and so it looks horrible the whole time you're doing it. I mean, I spent like 3 days doing it, but occasionally you'd step back and you pull that part out from under the microscope, and you're like, damn, dude, I did it. It looks pretty cool. I had this vision of like wanting a hobby, and it seems it's a cool thing because it doesn't like stuff you in the garage. Like I feel like, you could set up a little space in the house and sit there, and it's just a new kind of fun hobby. But
I'm
God, it is
absolutely tough. With you. I am so intrigued by it. I don't care what it is. You engrave it, it's fucking cool. Yeah. Like I love, it's probably my favorite like artistic style when it comes to metal. I love everything about it. I am so intimidated because of the dual, like the two-handed thing, right? That's where I can't do.
Right, yeah, you're turning it with one hand, and you're
the turn and the pressure and the stuff like that. That is something that, like, if I feel like if I could sketch it or whip it like you're doing a tattoo, right? If I could, I could be pretty okay,
right?
If I was doing it that way, but
you could cheat it, dude. You could just get an air engraver. Some guys do that, or like a Dremel tool, and just do it like two-dimensional.
I know, but that's not.
It's not.
Yeah, that's not Weldon Lister. And
no. Who's the girl on Instagram that's phenomenal?
Melissa.
I follow her.
In Florida, did some Jesse James guns.
Not sure. Yeah, that's probably one of the coolest things out there as far as like metal work goes. What do you think, with all the stuff you're good at, what would you say that you do better than Adam Banks at this point, as far as like metal work and things like that?
Nothing.
She moves at a faster pace, it looks like. She's been working on, it's only been a year and a half, and this thing's almost like wrapping up the cab. At 36 took like 17 years. I'm just kidding. We give Adam and Troy both a lot of shit because of their so talented, and people can't stop bringing him up on the podcast. Honestly, it's getting, but well deserved. But every now and then you got to remind them that they're human. We're all friends, right? So you got to give them some shit. They give us our fair amount as well. So,
do you communicate with any of those guys? Any metal shapers, coach builders? Are you bouncing back in DMs with if you reach a snag or?
Yeah, there's a few in Australia. There's sort of like a little community of metal shapers. So yeah, I'm in a group chat with them, and yeah, it's interesting to see what they're working on, and yeah, if anyone has questions, they sort of put it in there, and yeah, it's a good little community here in Australia.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What do you get? I'm sure it's going to be everywhere, but what are some go-to places for inspiration on the artistic side, design side?
Well, Instagram's obviously a big one, but even just going to a local car show and just looking at cars from I just look at cars from the 60s and see what quirky sort of things they have, look at the style, and because that's what I'm trying to sort of emulate with the Stout build, just that 60s style, with all the trims and
patterns
and
and textures. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't just want to, shave everything like what I did, with my other mini truck. I just want to just make everything flow, but have every component look like it's meant to be there. So yeah, just looking at cars that exist from that era, really, that's probably the biggest one.
I mean, if you're into the mini truck and there's no sense in spending all this time learning how to make it in metal, just airbrush that shit on there. Airbrush a little trim on the side.
Airbrush the door handles.
You can make it look like Bel Air, whatever you want. 57 Bel Air trim.
You say what you want to. That shit's coming back.
You think so?
Airbrush stuff's coming back.
Airbrush trim's coming back?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. What makes you think that?
Because everything full swings. It's because Pro Street's coming back.
Pro Street I could see, but I think Pro Street will omit the airbrushing portion of it.
I'm not saying you should airbrush trim, but airbrushing and wild graphics and stuff's coming back. You don't think wild graphics and stuff's coming back?
I could see maybe wild graphics. I think the trim.
Bright colors, wild graphics. With that comes airbrushing. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the trim might be kind of like fanny packs. Like it's something that just needed to go away. Some people tried to maybe dabble at bringing it back, and it didn't stick.
Airbrush trim?
Fanny packs.
Oh, fanny packs. You're saying airbrush trim is like fanny packs, though. So I'm asking.
Yeah. It's like just let it go.
I think that things swing around, even if it's done for fun. I mean, we've dabbled around in things on some OBS builds, whatever, with a nod to the 80s and stuff like that. So there will be some things that come back. I think tweed interior, you'll see tweed interior come back.
Yeah, we just did it.
Yeah.
We did it in John's truck.
Yeah. I think I'm not saying I'm a fan of airbrushing things on fake, but I'm just saying you'll see some of that stuff make its way back.
We should get Jeremy from Lucky Strike to airbrush some 57 Bel Air trim on your Raptor. Be cool. These are the kind of ideas we come up with on this podcast. It's talk about generating ideas, and this is just,
Maybe you could airbrush a red R on the back of it. All right, we come to standard question time. This week's standard questions, this is all brand new. This is breaking news, just so you know. This week's standard questions is brought to you by Good Guys Rod and Custom Association. Good Guys is kind enough to come on as a sponsor of the standard questions. We have some standard questions coming from the Good Guys staff that we will be implementing as well, if they're good. They said, we're going to do some questions. I'm like, that's, you got to understand.
Is Bunker bringing those?
We got a high bar. I think they're going to do a round table and try to bring the heat.
I'm looking forward. I mean, we got to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, we do. Coming up, Good Guys is doing a brand new show in Nashville, Fairgrounds, downtown Nashville. All new location, nostalgic celebration of hot rod history and culture, paying tribute to the roots of the hobby. They got over 500 curated and iconic pre-65 only. Enjoy live performances all weekend long on the Advanced Plating Music Stage, presented by Alloway's Hot Rod Shop. And awards are coming back, big awards. So Bobby Alloway and Alloway's Hot Rod Shop is doing the Builder's Choice Awards, York Speed Shop is doing the members-only Speakeasy Lounge presented by Ethos Craft Brewing. Some Roadster Shop people might be there. Maybe. May or may not. TBD. Artists scheduled to perform on the stage include Stacy Mitchert, Michael Ryan Vance, Austin Moody, Backlit, Alexandria Thomas, and the Nashville Palace Band, Haley Bundy, and Jen Bostic. It's going to be a new show. I think it's going to be really cool. They're taking the Hot Rod of the Year. They're also doing the Tanks Inc. Hot Rod of the Year again there. They're taking what has been great about Nashville with the Hot Rod of the Year and trying to curate it more to that pre-65 and make it cool. It's supposed to be like invite only, curated, kind of a tighter.
But the Fairgrounds was always a neat place to have a show. It puts you right in the heart of downtown Nashville, right off of Broadway.
This is the all-new Legends of Hot Rodding presented by BASF, May 15th and 16th at the all-new Fairgrounds, downtown Nashville.
It's going to be a banger. Do you ever get out to the States?
Yeah. Last time I was out there was 2019. So just before COVID hit. Glad I went when I did. And yeah, it was amazing. Really good.
You hit any show? You went to what show did you go to?
It's called Scraping the Coast down in Mississippi.
Biloxi, Mississippi.
Yeah, Biloxi, yeah.
Great show.
And mini truck show. It was good. Yeah, we flew into LA and we just road tripped it all the way across.
Oh.
Done it twice now.
That's quite a journey from LA to Biloxi. But that's Scraping the Coast is a fun show.
Never
done it many years. This was way back in the day.
As soon as she said it, I knew that was a Josh type of show.
Scraping the Coast is a fun one. Yeah, she was. This was the old schools like Greenville show, Texas Heat Wave, and some of that stuff was way back in the day. But Scraping the Coast in Biloxi is great. It's fun, a little bit of everything. Fun time too.
Nice.
You come into when you got to come to SEMA at some point, right?
Yeah, look, I want to. Yeah, it soon. Yeah, I'm not sure when, but because we just had Bub, so I guess she'll have to come.
Vegas is a great place for a newborn. I say that all the time when I'm there. I'm like, you know what? People should bring more kids here.
Some people do, and I am judgmental about people that bring kids to Vegas.
We're being funny. Don't bring a newborn to Vegas. It's the worst place for a kid. I swear, it's absolutely the worst place. It's the worst place for adults, let alone kids.
Yeah, it'd be good a couple of years.
Well, let us know. We would love to have you at our party. Love to meet you in person and show you some of the things we do.
Cool.
Standard questions. First up, we're going to our roots. Favorite car movie?
Far out. Maybe, I don't know, Ford vs Ferrari, I guess. That's a good movie. I don't watch a lot of movies. I'm in the shed too much.
Too damn busy. I was thinking Kid and Play with all this mini truck talk.
Oh.
Nobody's brought that up.
No, they haven't.
With the dance in bed and stuff.
Yeah.
Was it a little Mazda or something?
Yeah. Mazda B2200, I think. Ford vs Ferrari's good. Have you seen Mad Max?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mad Max.
You might like it. It's pretty cool.
It's okay. Yeah, it's good.
So you don't watch much movies. You're in the shop all the time. All right, I'm not going to even try to guess first vehicle.
Yeah,
because whatever I call it, you've never heard of it. Whatever you call it, I've never heard of it, but we know that it looks like something that we've seen before. Your vehicles over there are wild to us. We've talked about it all the time.
Comrade or
something. A Celica looks like a truck and there's so many different things. So I want to know what your very first vehicle was and a great story about your first vehicle.
Well, I've actually already mentioned it. It's the Hilux.
The Hilux was your very first vehicle ever?
Yeah.
What age did you get that?
Hey?
What age did you get that?
17. Yeah, so I needed a first car and got
so
the Hilux.
You went straight into your first car and like, it's going to be a mini truck and I'm going to chop it up.
Yeah, but I wasn't planning on chopping it up, but
But you did.
How
I just needed something to carry the dirt bike around, so it had to be a ute. Well, you call them a truck, a ute.
Right.
Yeah, I just liked Hiluxes because my partner had a purple one, which I thought was pretty cool.
How long until you started chopping that thing up?
What was the first thing I did? I shaved the door handles in the back. That was maybe a year or two. It wasn't straight away. It needed a lot of work to get on the road. It was, I got it cheap and it was pretty rough. It was, an old Hilux,
Best piece of advice you've ever received?
Oh gosh. I haven't really thought about this. I can't think of anything in particular. I don't know if it's advice as such, but my partner and I went down and we saw an old school coach builder, Brian Tanti, and he just opened our eyes to the metal shaping world. Like, he taught us so much. And yeah, I didn't really understand metal before then. And after seeing him and what he told and showed us, that was probably the thing I look back on the most, How
about advice you'd give to somebody like an up and comer, somebody who's they've been fabricating, they're past the fundamentals, and now they're trying to make stuff, elevate their game, and make it as beautiful as what you're doing. What's the advice for a fabricator trying to take it to the next level?
Pretty much just don't be scared to just chop it up and make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. And if you're persistent, you keep at it, eventually you'll get there. Like, it's only metal. It only moves, like, it shrinks, stretches, and sort of bends and whatnot. Like, it can only do so much. So you'll eventually get it once you understand how it moves. And yeah, just don't be scared to chop up a panel, pretty much.
Also, don't be scared to throw it in the scrap bin.
Start over. Honestly,
it really is.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's good. Both of y'all's piece of advices were good, because sometimes throwing it in the scrap bin and starting over is the path of least resistance. Sometimes you spend more time trying to save it because you put the effort into doing it in the first place. You're like, oh, I'm not going to scrap this. Right. I'm going to save it.
But it's not a waste of time. You can't look at it that way because you learned something along the way.
Right.
And the next panel is going to be better.
Right.
Unless it's a big panel, then sheet metal's not cheap. Then fix it,
hammer it flat, and go start over. Y'all have the police over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all call them Popo, like we do?
Or cops, or
Cops,
yeah.
The fuzz.
Or, yeah.
Do you have a memorable law enforcement interaction story?
Nothing like crazy. Like, I don't know, I've been defect and speeding fines and that sort of thing. But when I was in the States, we had a hire car, and I'm not used to modern cars at all. And it had like the thing that sets you, so like, it's cruise control, adaptive cruise control, I think it's called.
Okay, yeah, it sets the distance.
I must have had it set too close, and the copper pulled me over because he thought I was like tailgating, but I don't know, it was just the car, that's what it was set to. And because when we're in the States, I got all the bits for my Hilux, so I got Tacoma bedsides, and I had them chopped up in the back seat, and a bumper, like the seat folded down and a bumper poking through and all this stuff. So, and he thought we were in a wreck. Like, he thought we were in a crash. He was asking questions, and we had to explain, no, we're from Australia. We don't have this particular model where we are, so I'm like bringing it back, and it was quite funny.
How did you get those components? Did you fly with them?
Yeah.
In just checked them?
Suitcase. Yep. So the bumper, I went to Walmart and I got a sleeping bag, like the biggest sleeping bag I could get, wrapped it up, got some tie-down straps and some thread and a needle, and made it all look legitimate, Yeah. It kind of looked like a dead body, though. I had a few like that, But yeah, I checked it in as oversized luggage, and it didn't actually cost me any extra with the airline I
Oh,
was
that's
on. So
awesome.
That is cool.
yeah, yeah. And then the suitcase had her clothes all wrapped around these bedsides that were chopped in half, and when I got back, I welded them back together.
That's being resourceful. This is the kind of stuff we want to hear about.
Yeah, you start doing that. That's a full-time job. Like, it's a long flight, but you move enough product.
It's like Johnny Cash style.
Yeah, one piece at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, saved on postage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it was good. It was good fun going all the wreckers, well, you call them junkyards over there, and trying to find the bits I needed. Yeah.
I bet that would be cool. Like the crossover stuff, but different.
Yeah.
Back in the day on the import side of things, right? That was big to go over to Japan and get the JDM, the Japanese domestic market, version of these marker lights. Didn't have these, like,
Are you about to drop another story on me that you did that too?
I didn't ever go to Japan. No, I would have told you that before, but no, that was a big thing. First of all, don't act like you don't. You've learned a lot in the past couple of years.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of JDM parts.
Yeah, you've got a lot of JDM
I've
stuff.
got like half a car full of them now.
Right. But there's things, you've learned that taillight's a little different. The marker lights are different. There's like what you would have Euro spec and BMW or Mercedes stuff. You have JDM and Honda stuff.
Dude, I might have to grow this hair back just to bleach it and do the cheetah thing like you when I get this Honda done, That's enough. You don't think?
Let's grow it back first, then we'll worry about what's going to happen. Because I think that's going to be.
How long does it have to be before you can cheetah it?
Oh,
it's a buzz cut, right?
I did it with the length mine is right now.
Okay.
Mine's short. Yeah, you don't have to grow it. Right. I mean, you can't, but I wouldn't.
It's not right here.
Yeah. So you came from the mini trucking background. I came from similar, more on the import side of things, right? So a lot of your traditional import shows, Nopi being one of them, but we crossed over. So you do a lot of the mini trucking shows as well. They kind of mini trucks and imports there for a while. We're kind of second cousins because we were all kind of outcast from your traditional larger car shows and media publications. So you kind of had to, mini trucking there for a while was running import stuff, and Car Audio would run, both of them. And so there was a lot of crossover until, kind of import went its way. But I've lived a lot of those similar lives and stories and fun times at shows. We've joked now that we've got into the hot rod side of the world and a lot more mature, I would say.
I don't know if that's the word I'd use.
I'm not saying we are. No, I'm saying this,
the industry as a whole.
The industry as a whole is significantly more mature, made up of more mature people
I'd agree with that.
than the import and mini trucking scene.
Yep.
The byproduct of that is you don't have near as much fun as the mini truck and import world at least did. I assume still does. So they make fun of a lot of my style choices that I have made from clothes and hair styles. But I mean, you've come from the mini truck stuff. You realize that you had to have hair and clothes that you might have been just as bright and wild as your vehicle you were driving, So I had to have cheetah print hair. I had to have orange hair. I had to have, lots of bright things. This is also, I'm significantly older than you. So this was in the late 90s. So quite some time ago, early 2000s. Nopi, actually, it's the show I keep talking about, right? It was in Atlanta. It's coming back. They had another one. They had a new one last year, and then this year's gonna be even bigger. That's when all the fun stuff happened, though. That's when you had like drag contests. That's when you had like actual cruising around the area. You had bikini contests that got pretty wild. Like those were fun times. Now we go to sit and hang out and drink a couple beers and talk about like
go to bed early,
what medicine we're taking because we're getting old. Let's see. Last question. You have unlimited budget. You can build whatever you want. besides what you're building right now? What vehicle is it? And you're paying somebody to build it. You're not building it yourself. You are commissioning a shop to build your dream. What's the dream and who's building it?
Gosh. I mean, firstly, not building it yourself kind of takes the fun out of it.
It changes it up a little bit.
Yeah, the sense of sort of, accomplishment and satisfaction that you get. But look, as far as cars go, probably just something from the 50s, like a 50 Chevy or a Mercury, or I don't know. I just want to build, like, if I was to do another build, it would be a 50s car, because, like, I've done 60s, I've done, the newer stuff with the mini trucks. I just, or 40s, or, yeah. I don't really have any particular.
You like the late 50s when the trim started getting wild and flamboyant and crazy, or
you want like pointed with fins, or you want more rounded and shoebox?
Like early 50s. Okay. Like, think of, like, pretty much, yeah, trying to look for like a early 50s Chevy at the moment. Okay. And there's nothing around. They're expensive over here. But I'd love to build one of them. Maybe, yeah, like a sled. Cool. Something like. I just want to do it myself though. It's not as fun.
50. I can see 53 Chevy with a visor. Yeah. Kind of bomb style. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Or the early caddies. I like caddies. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Something like that, just slammed, as I said, like a sled.
Yeah.
Cow dragger. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll tell you, those 57 Brohams keep getting me, man. Every time I see one, there's something about it that just makes me think of like Johnny Cash. I just feel like you'd be getting out of that thing in a black suit. I don't know, something just cool. But black, jet black.
I mean, okay, I can see where you're going from
with the stainless roof and stuff. There's something. There's some awkwardness about it.
It's got a
like the front doesn't go with the back.
Yeah, it's got a thing.
I think it's when the doors are open that gets me the most. When you look at the view of the doors open and you see the way the seat kind of floats in there. It's just
that's a car you pay somebody to build.
No, you don't build it at all.
You
find one that's because you don't want to fuck with that.
Yeah, that's a.
Well, who just did one? Rudders, right?
Oh yeah.
I
haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it in person either, but probably pretty cool. I've seen pics. Looks cool.
Well, Jasmine, it's been a really fun time. You got to let us know next time you come to the States. You're gonna have to make a way up to Chicago to come see the shop.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I haven't been up that way, so yeah, see how we go.
Yeah, come on up here to beautiful Mundelein, Illinois, and bend some metal here. Be cool to have you.
Yeah. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. In the meantime, keep up the good work. We're all fans. Everybody in this industry loves your work, so keep it up. It gives us all something to look at, follow, and admire. So keep rocking.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. That's been good.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. See ya.
Bye-bye. Bye.